Hello, this is Frontline here. Welcome back to another behind the scenes video. And in this one, we are actually working on Don't Be That Guy. And I've pretty much written out an entire script for this thing. But at the same time, it's also a very short script. I actually did a read through this whole entire thing. It ended up being only about 2 minutes long. So right now, I'm kind of editing it down. And one thing I definitely want to do is make it so that this doesn't sound so first draft like. So I've actually written down just kind of a quick write of what I want to cover in the video and just various things. But right here you can see this part kind of stands out. I feel like this should almost be at the beginning of the video rather than right in the middle. So if you haven't actually seen the real video, you should really check it out. I'll leave a link for it in the description and in the corner of the screen. But right here, this is like this is basically just going to be a video about how people really should actually use urinals correctly and not stand right next to each other on them. And this middle part is about how, for some reason, dividers aren't actually found in bathroom stalls very frequently. So to have this in the middle, right in between saying rules about how you should use them and then continuing how you should use them, this kind of stands out. I feel like really it should be that this starts out the video, but I gotta kind of work around the script. Maybe I'll even add a little bit more, make it longer, but that's definitely one of the things that I do with my videos sometimes. You just gotta actually consider all the possibilities. Like, even though you write it out first a certain way, it doesn't mean you have to actually discuss everything in that order. If it flows a certain way, then it should really be done that way. So I'm going to kind of arrange this a little bit more, and I'll check up on you guys when I actually come up with a final script to this thing. Alright, so it didn't really take me too long to be able to do the rest of the script, and I just did some things in the meantime. So really, right here, I've changed the beginning. I've included the hello, this is Frontline here, which I have at the beginning of all my videos, and now it kind of transitions more into how the bathrooms are set up to begin with. That's just how I've arranged the order now. No, that's an awful idea. That's why we need rules that you shouldn't be able to just randomly walk into a restroom and stand next to someone. And if you're wondering what all this bold stuff in the script is, this is actually a way of organizing my script. So the main reason I'm using Google Docs is because Celtics, which I normally use, that would actually be more useful for some sort of actual scripted skit or something, like where there's multiple characters. All of this is me talking, so to have it so that I have a script with literally one person talking the entire time would just be a little weird and kind of repetitive. So right here we have it so that this is all my lines. I'll just record it pretty much in one session, and the bolded parts are where you don't see my face anymore, and I'm just going to have like a mini section where there's a different visual present. So right here there's a person talking. We're actually going to cut into Halo Reach and have it so that like the person who designs the restrooms will be talking about like finances, having visuals about these, like imagining 4 urinals, like having a cone be on the one that's out of order. There's just a lot of things that I'm kind of having in my mind of what visuals are here. But that's the reason why they're bolded, because I don't need to actually be talking directly to the camera during those takes. I could just be looking directly at the script saying, okay, what do I need to say at this point, and record that. So now I'm actually going to go in and record my lines on camera, and hopefully we'll be able to get this whole entire thing in one go and edit it down to where I'm just talking very smoothly without any breaks in between. Alright, so now we're over here and we're actually going to record the actual bit that's going to go into the video. So how I normally do this is I either have a piece of paper in front of me that I take notes from, or in this case I like to have a Google Drive open that will allow me to actually see my edits to the script, actually know what I'm going to say, and I do it one line at a time. So whenever I'm just trying to do each line, I just kind of memorize the first line, do it, recite it, try to stare directly at the camera without randomly jerking my sides or my eyes to the side. Sometimes I don't really do too well at that, but I am going to try actually work out here. So let's actually look at the first line here. Hello, this is Frontline here, and I am here to talk about something that I have noticed recently that really annoys me. Okay, so I basically recorded my first line there. I actually almost forgot I was recording this behind the scenes video, but I did the first line. I just kind of went over in my head for a while. It's like, it's not going to be exactly like the script because I'm not actually staring at the script directly. I could like have the phone off to the side and try to have it do that, but at the same time my eyes go off in far enough a direction that it still looks like I'm looking at a screen rather than looking directly at the camera. So I normally just try to avoid looking at a screen like a cue card, and maybe if the camera was a little farther away and the words were a little bigger, then it could be alright, but yeah, in normal circumstances I just don't do that. So I'm going to record the rest of the video now, and then we're going to cut back to where I'm actually editing the full thing. Alright, so now we are actually in the editing software. I have been able to get all the clips all arranged and in order that I think really works out pretty well. It lasts for basically 2 minutes 40 seconds, and from start to finish it flows pretty well, but you may notice that there's actually gaps in between here. Those are the times that I was talking about earlier that we're actually going to have extra footage from Halo Reach be drawn in. Because actually I was looking at my phone at the script for all of these times, and really the video portion wouldn't have been good anyway. So we're just going to actually record over that and hopefully be able to create a good time for that. Sometimes I really hate looking at my face. It's whenever I'm editing, I just like stumble up onto a random thing and my face just like, as I'm in the middle of a word, it just doesn't look right. But I'm kind of getting sidetracked. So we're actually just going to play a little bit here and kind of show what's supposed to be in these gaps here. Bathroom stalls. One designer somehow thought, you know what, screw privacy, and he just doesn't put in the dividers. See, because right there, that would actually be a voice of one of the construction workers kind of trying to do its thing. Between urinals anyway. Hey, you know the blocks of wood that we can put in the men's room? You know, we'll save like $10 if we leave them out. Oh yeah, that's a great idea. No, it's an awful idea. Yeah, I kind of like what I do with the script here, but it's like you can see I can definitely put in various sections within these little gaps in the footage. So I gotta go into Halo Reach, set up all that stuff, and we'll record a little bit of me actually setting up what we're going to record there. Alright, we are now here actually in the game, and I have set up a little bit of a bathroom scenario. I'm actually on, I forget what this map is called, Powerhouse, and I realized that when searching through the maps, this one actually does have a bathroom inside of it. So I went in here, saw that there was like a few lockers on the side here. I've also been using these teleporter nodes, so this one here is basically so that whenever I'm selecting one of these, it doesn't create this random structure. So when looking at this, you can see I have dividers, which is how it's supposed to be designed, but honestly I'll probably remove these things once we actually get recording the real stuff. So if I go into the actual camera mode, you can see that once I hover over these things, it looks a bit weird, so I have this one over here just so that I can know what I'm looking at when in this perspective. So I have the pallets. I will admit, if I had one of these things in an actual bathroom, even though there's like holes in it, like that you can actually kind of see through the pallet, I would really be happy with this. You could just be in peace. Literally, it doesn't even matter that there's a gap in the ground. No one can like look over this thing. It's too large. This is like the perfect height and the perfect everything that like the divider should be. But anyway, I'm getting a little bit sidetracked. So to record this whole entire scene, I actually need to get into character and be able to basically just do this scene, because right now I'm only in editing forge mode, and if you don't know, editing forge mode makes it so that all these random things are visible on the map, and technically it doesn't really affect it too much if all we're filming is this, but I really am going to go into theater mode anyway, so I might as well just get my characters ready and try to record something. So right here we're actually about to get into a custom game, and I'm here as Frontline Rain 4, and as a separate controller I actually have a temporary profile right here. I chose the colors to be able to, well, I kind of chose the colors at random to be fair, but anyway, we are able to kind of go into here. I'm going to be one character, and then the other person is going to just be the person the main guy talks to, you know? From the script, I actually have the two people. So I'm actually in TMNS Recorder right now, I believe, so the main thing that I've done for 2 Minute News Station is that I've just kind of went about and once you actually get rid of all your shields and stuff, that makes it so that you're able to press XB, the right stick, and down on the D-pad, and that makes it so that your arms disappear and you're just kind of able to walk around looking like you're standing around. That's pretty much what I did for the 2 Minute News Station. And now that I'm in position, I also have to make my buddy on the bottom section of the screen in position. So this part's pretty easy. It's like you may be thinking, hey, but you can't really record yourselves while doing this. Well, Halo Reach actually has a theater mode, so if we go into that after this game mode is complete, then hopefully, sometimes the file corrupts for some reason, but hopefully we just be able to record this later on. So right here you can see that I have both of the persons. We're actually carrying energy swords right now, but that doesn't matter because the energy swords are out of ammo. So now we have a little scene right here. I'm going to be kind of facing the palette here, and well, my buddy is. And then I'm going to be here, try to line it up almost. So I'm going to be able to like talk a little bit. If I actually pull up my actual recording, then we can try and sync up the audio a little bit. But anyway, I'm just going to do this off camera because it's kind of a tedious process. So I'll see you guys once I've actually recorded all the footage, or I'll catch you guys when we actually do record all the footage in theater mode. So now we are actually in theater mode. I'm fast forwarding through all this footage because right now is kind of a point where I was trying to sync up the audio and all, but it really didn't work out until the end. So about like 3 minutes into this thing, I'll actually start recording and try to figure out where these people need to be positioned. But as you can see right now, this is pretty much how the whole entire thing will work out, because we have the two characters standing next to each other like I was recording earlier. And right now it kind of looks like they're breathing really heavy, but it's just like the sped up video. But yeah, this is kind of how we're able to have like a third body experience. And yeah, if we just go right after this, then we'll probably just be able to get rid of the titles. And once I'm recording here, then we'll be able to just, yeah, once we actually hit record, I mean, I technically am recording because I'm making a behind-the-scenes video right now, but if we just kind of let it play, then some of this footage should be able to be used for the actual video itself. But yeah, I'm just going to keep on recording these clips, and then I'll check you guys up later. Alright, so here we are back in the actual editing software that we have, Power Director. And I have filled in all of the gaps with the various bits that we had just recorded. So right here we have the two people talking, which you guys actually saw. And I've also recorded other things like the toilet cam. Very interesting things. I've renamed the stuff here. But and the far left
Anyway,
being out of order.
Enough stuff.
Now, imagine a random dude walking into the restroom and taking...
But yeah, it's like that was just kind of something that I came up with in the actual editing process. Like, once I was filming the camera, I thought that it would be more fitting to have a sound effect right there.
Out of order.
I just love that, like, pop. It just kind of adds a little bit to the video. Which also reminds me, I also got to create music. Or, well, not create music, but put in music for this whole entire thing. And that's pretty much going to be the last step. But for now, really, this has been it. It's like, the main thing is that I have recorded the main thing all together. And one of the main points I want to really make is that I recorded it all with one microphone, making it consistent. And which I haven't done very well in this behind the scenes video. If you hadn't noticed my filmings inside of Halo Reach, the sound quality actually wasn't that good because my editing software kind of didn't really want to run both recording the Halo Reach and my voice. So if it wasn't obvious already, it's like this video isn't going to be the best audio quality, but still it's kind of more like an insight of how I actually make these more higher quality videos on my productions channel. So anyway, that has really been it. I gotta create an outro. I've already recorded the outro, I just need to produce it and make it all good. But yeah, that's really been all for this video. Unless you guys want to see how I make outros in the future, maybe I could do that for a future video, but for now, this has really been all from me, and I'll see you guys all later. Bye.
Girls, you might already know this, but in the men's restroom we have toilets for people who stand. These are strictly for peeing, thus the name urinals. So you know how there are normally dividers in bathroom stalls? One designer somehow thought, you know what, screw privacy, and he just doesn't put in the dividers.